we are actually ready for Metal Gear Solid, so give it up for MetalGlennSolid.
Yes. Hello, I'm Glenn, and today we're going to be showing off Metal Gear Solid 1 for the PC, not the PS1, the PC. If you've seen the console run, be prepared you're in for a wild ride. I'm just going to give you a countdown. We're going to go on go. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And with me, we've got Pythonicus, also a dabbler in this version.
Yeah, I've done one or two.
We're just gonna deal with some guards here in the docks. Everyone likes the docks. Python, you want to give a little bit of backstory on this version?
Yeah, sure. So the PC port is based off of the integral version, released about a year after the original PS1 version, and the PC port was actually made by a team of about 5 or 6 people. And for what it's worth, it is a very, very good port. As you can see, the textures are a little bit cleaner. I mean, it looks very good. The one downside to this is that in their efforts to make things a little bit more PC friendly, they might have added something that maybe might break the game a little bit, just a little bit.
Only a little bit.
But yeah. Also, as a consequence of this 6-person team and the fact that game companies usually didn't hang on to their source code or some of their assets, we're gonna see a couple more consequences of this whole thing a bit later into the run.
It's gonna be a great time. But if we have any donations or anything Lilat wants to talk about, now's a pretty good time. Got about a minute or so.
Yep. So we have a $10 donation from Rack and I, which says Docs. He must have really liked those loading screens for the game. Also, Kill Meryl. And we have a $1 donation from Lilat will match this donation, and it says, "'Cause it's $1, the crab emoji." And you've got like 1 minute to donate $216 if you want to see Meryl die. So, you know, there is still hope.
Listen, we're speed running. We have to go fast. We can't go fast if we've got to sit there mashing for 2 minutes. You know, it just doesn't add up.
Well, what if you push the button really fast? Does that count as going fast?
I mean, I suppose, in one sense.
Alright, heliport. And we're just gonna use just some old hotkeys. You know, you get those in every Metal Gear game, except you don't, because it's exclusive to this version. And those are gonna come in very, very handy here in about 10 minutes or so, give or take. You can skip through codecs. All we have to do is push the start, escape, whatever your preference is. You can run this on keyboard if you want. You're actually gonna hear me switch between the two, so if you like ASMR, we have a mechanical keyboard. We're good to go on that. Gonna crawl through these vents here. We're told to follow the mice because they don't hibernate, so this makes sense. It's Metal Gear. Don't worry about the plot. It's gonna get retconned anyway, right?
Well, see, there's these specifically are Alaskan field mice. They're excellent scouts.
Ah, yes, this is true. Alrighty, so into the tank hangar we go. We're gonna exit this vent, and we're gonna give this tank in front of us a good old knock to do distract the guard on the other side of it. There we go. Make a run for the elevator. Elevators are a little bit of RNG in this run. They'll cost you about somewhere between 2 and 10 seconds, give or take, depending on which elevator we got. We got a bad one there, so we had to hit the elevator button twice. But Python, do you want to give a brief explanation explanation on the vent here?
So yeah, so basically, vents in this game force you into a first-person perspective, and as you saw, it's really that ladder, but we're totally not going to do that. So what's happening here is that when Glenn goes into that vent and first-person views and looks up, he's basically making Snake into a bit of a ramp, which causes his hitbox when he stands to actually go behind the wall and just kind of clip out nice and gently like that. And just like that, you know what, we've gotten captured.
Clumsy Snake, man. You clip through walls, and what happens? You get essentially jail with Johnny here, who seems to have some stomach problems. Poor guy.
And it's probably a good time to get a call on what we're doing here. Are we gonna mash or are we gonna be going fast?
Yes, which one? Assuming we're mashing.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are mashing.
All right, it's fine. It just adds more ASMR to the run.
Yeah.
In 2 minutes.
I take it we have time for a couple donations. Then.
Oh yes, you've got
All right,
plenty of time.
So we've got $5 from Bash Prime. It looks like he's slacking off on the job a little bit because he says, "I caught a black bash, the most metal of all fish." And we have $100 from Jim Avery, which says, "I was thinking of donating to Otacon, but then I realized that Otacon sucks. Put this towards the Steel Battalion controller cam."
Wow.
Who's Otacon? We haven't met him in this game.
No, definitely not. And we also have $5 from Mr. Shasta, which says, "I caught a sea bass." No, wait, it's at least a C+, so someone else is slacking off on the job, too. And these guys got bad fishing RNG.
Sounds like they got good fishing RNG. They didn't catch an egg right now.
This is true. I found out today that if you use bait, you don't catch an egg, so that's nice. But anyways, Metal Gear Solid.
Torture!
Yeah, so if we... Oh boy.
How did you like that?
I told you, there's more ASMR now.
Shall we go again?
I'll wait until this is all over to say anything, really.
What were you saying?
Had enough yet?
We have to do this 3 times in 2 rounds. All right.
Okay, so yeah, if we were to be going for fast times, we would have instantly just submitted to the torture. Not even a volt of anything going through Snake's body. Just, I'm on this table. I'm gone. Sorry, I can't do it. But you know, it's fine. But on any percent runs of this game, saving Meryl is actually a little bit more difficult than you might be thinking, because as you can see, Snake's health bar is exactly at its starting value. Because Snake's health bar actually increases with every boss you defeat, and I don't think we've defeated any bosses as of yet.
According to my health bar now.
Yeah. So, and like Glenn said, we have to do another round of torture before some mysterious stranger who can turn invisible at will come and pass some ketchup through this door.
Ketchup, a card, maybe a ration. For some reason, a handkerchief. I'm not sure for.
I don't know, man.
Maybe it's to wipe up the...
We don't do that, though. So. But you might be right. Maybe he's thinking. All right, round 2. do that.
Need more time for donations?
Sure.
All right, so we got another $5 donation from Prime, which says, "I caught a black bass, the most metal of all fish."
It's even funnier.
It gets funnier every time you do it, Bash.
How did you like that?
We also have a
Shall we
$20
go again?
donation from CMM1215, which says, "Hi, Glenn and Calithon. Glenn, rooting for you to kill it tonight."
By kill it, does he perchance mean the keyboard?
I think so, because the next line
yet?
literally is, "Hope you're ready to
We're
mash." Calithon staff and volunteers, thanks for putting this awesome event together. Sending y'all love during these strange times.
Perfect.
And there you have it. That's torture.
Shut up in there, will ya?
Yeah, you know what, Johnny? Why don't you shut up out there for once?
Shut up in there, will ya?
Johnny is literally the most rude guard in this game.
But he has the best vision.
I mean, it's true.
If you play lower difficulties, you can see where his vision is, and it takes up like this entire cell. But poor guy, he's got the stomach problems.
You know, I've never been to Alaska, but I have to assume they got some wicked stomach bugs up there.
I would imagine. Meanwhile, we're showing off some, what someone in my chat used to call the dancing disco rice. He's
Oh, yes.
not, yeah, I guess he's not wrong.
Well, I mean, if they were disco rice, they'd be a little bit shinier, wouldn't they?
Who are you? I mean, thanks, but who are you?
See you later.
Whatever. We're just gonna use it. Oh my. Thanks, control stick.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna set Snake up with his legs sticking out of the door, clearly starts to lead out somehow. Who knows? But we're gonna equip and unequip the card, because when we re-equip weapons or items during certain animations, that actually cancels our animation, so it's gonna make us let go of Johnny here a little quicker.
So, a funny little detail there is that when you're top down, it does look like Snake's lying flat, but when you go from Johnny's perspective, Snake has clearly got his head raised.
It's true. Alright. And now we've skipped about a third of the game. So now we have to go collect the weapons we were supposed to have up to this point. But it's going to tell us we can't, but it's still going to give it to us anyway. It's going to be weird. But we're going to do something cool called third column, and it's going to show you all about the hotkey thing that we mentioned earlier. Python, if you want to explain that while I focus on it.
Okay, so the bread and butter of this run is something we like to call GME, also known as God Mode exploit. And we're exploiting the fact that hotkeys were not meant to be used here. So what is essentially happening is that the PSG-1, when you're scoping in, Snake essentially doesn't have a hitbox. And so by swapping away from it as you're going into the animation of going prone, you're extending that lack of hitbox pretty much indefinitely until you change through a loading zone, or if you do something else, like lying down on the ground.
So now we get to do my favorite ASMR segment. What we're doing with this smashing is kind of emulating analog. The PS1 version got analog movement, PC didn't. So we got to make do with what we got, and that's what we got.
Oh, and Glenn?
Yes?
Be aware of your inventory.
Ooh! I did forget, thank you. See what happens when you just go for a while. Oh, that was a mistake.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. We done messed up. That's okay.
Snake! Snake!
So yeah, when you do actually go through the torture, Ocelot likes to play a little game with you, and by a little game I mean he puts a bomb straight in your inventory that'll instant kill you if you don't get rid of it within the timer.
I did find out it does still kill you even with God mode.
So the gimmick of this room is that if you fire a weapon, theoretically those warheads will explode.
See, I knew he was gonna do that. He was gonna wait, and I didn't care. Apparently.
Yeah.
What happened? Snake! Snake!
But your weapons are disabled in that room because if you hit one of the warheads, they explode or something. Even though that's not how things work, doesn't matter. Pseudoscience, you know. But another thing about this room is, as you've seen, is that when you get an alert, the doors close, the place fills up with poisonous gas, and you have the alert, the attention of the guards. So it's just no good. So something that Glenn is doing here is he's actually flip canceling, which is basically just a form of animation canceling by unequipping and re-equipping his chaff grenade there, like you mentioned in the prison with the level 6 card. And it allows you to get moving a little bit faster than otherwise.
Mantis is dead.
Wait,
I mean, what?
I don't know about you, but I just saw a bookcase, man.
What bookcase? That's a suggestion.
Hmm.
Alright. Oh yeah, hey, we're out of bounds, by the way.
Oh yeah. So another thing about GME is that if you are crouching, it puts you into a secondary state where loading zones are also broken, as well as your hitbox.
I needed an instant replay, I'm sorry. Oh, look at that, you're right.
And yeah, so another thing is that fall damage wasn't exactly programmed into this game, because it's at no point are you expected to actually fall anywhere. So we take full advantage of that, and it'll actually become more obvious in a few minutes once we pass the tower climb. But if Lilat, if you got anything to say, now's probably
for sure.
the best shot.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. So we've got $10 from the Sound Defense, which says, "I caught a tadpole, but it's a tad small." I know, the fish puns. And we've got $5 from Bash Prime, which says, "What was that noise? Clearly it was the distinctive sound of the black bass, the most metal of all fish." We've got $5 from Anonymous, which says, "Tap tap 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 tap." I believe that was your keyboard, actually.
Keyboard $5.
Maybe you should tap it a few more times and see if some pops out. And we've got $5 from Mr. Shasta, which says, "That's an egg, not a fish. What should I do with it?"
I didn't realize the time bomb had respawned in my inventory.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the timer is well in the speedrun sense. The timer is always basically programmed to go off once you reach the top of the staircase. So it's really good that he actually remembered.
I got a call, and I'm like, why am I getting a call? Clearly, we don't do this very often. Alrighty. The infamous Tower A.
So, yeah, like I said, GME 2, which is the crouching GME, keep track at home. It like I said, it breaks loading zones, and by doing that, we can actually skip a cutscene that is otherwise unskippable, of watching that satellite dish get absolutely murdered.
You know, at risk of crashing.
Ah, yes.
That was an
So-
old thing.
Like I said, the PC port was made by a handful of people, and they did their best. And it's a fairly good port, unless you're playing casually. And what did you just do, Glenn?
I mistimed the first rappel jump. That'll happen from time to time.
No, you like clipped under that girder, and I've never seen that before.
I've seen it. Somebody else had said something similar fairly recently. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you mistime your rappel jump. You just kind of clip into the girder.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's weird.
But yeah, to go back to what I was saying, the handful of people did a pretty good job. Except on newer rigs, this game can quite often crash. And so to fix this, I believe you were part of the process of finding this, but you just set another core for your affinity on the process.
All I wanted was faster load times. He's ready to do the worm. We are done the worm. And we've skipped another boss fight. But that's quite alright, because now we're in the blast furnace. What disc changed? There's no discs here anymore. We're done with those. You know, this is the new digital age.
This is a dual layer Blu-ray. Wait, no, that's wrong generation.
It's wrong game, homie. You tried. Get a grip!
So hey, we just broke another loading zone, clipped through a few things, fell a little bit, and now we're gonna be fighting on an elevator.
The ambush is fun. We can abuse kick canceling there, which is probably its most useful position is in this fight, I think. Or the ninja if you're doing all bosses, guys over the ledge that start moving sooner and save a couple of seconds. We are going to god mode past this turret because I don't trust it as far as I can throw it. See, that was a good call.
Yeah. So this turret is slightly random in which way it'll be facing. And since we're playing on extreme, we have no way of regenerating our health up until a certain point, which is why GME makes this a lot safer as opposed to the console version. So at any point we can make things a little bit safer with GME, even if it costs a couple of seconds. It's probably worth it.
Yeah. On the bright side, if you've got any more donations to read, Lilat, feel free.
Yeah, people are catching more fish. Stop me if this gets annoying at any point.
Oh no,
me.
please keep them coming. It's great.
Definitely. So we have $1 from Black Bass, which says the most metal of all fish. Crab emoji.
Oh my gosh.
We have $5 from CMM1215, which says the time has come. Let's look for the eggs. That's my bunny plan. They're here. They're here. They're everywhere. Find them if you can.
Oh my. Alright, so now we have to fight Vulcan Raven, the actual first boss fight of this game that we're actually going to be fighting here. And, he's got a cannon that belongs on an F-16. Apparently he can't aim with it. I'm just standing here.
Yeah, look, it's not a good look for Raven.
Two.
So,
Poor guy.
what's happening here is, well, it should be. I mean, it's self-explanatory. We're chucking grenades at him, and he's just kind of he can't deal with it.
High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound gets a guy who can't aim. I don't understand. How did
But
he
he's
make
a
it
real-
through the recruitment process?
I mean, he's a real force at the ear pull. So.
This is true. He excels at the ear pull. Amongst other things that Snake mentions that I can't think of offhand.
Like the muck tuck eating contest too.
Ah, there you go.
We're right around 25 minutes in, and we have made it to Rex's lair. Casually, this might have taken you about 6 hours, depending on difficulty.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Or if you're like me
But-
and you couldn't get on that first elevator at the docks, it took you more like 12?
Yeah, you know, that elevator. Apparently, Kojima had issues with that. Imagine, Kojima himself could not get past the docks reliably.
No way.
So we're coming up on the big time RNG here. So once we make it to this control room, we got an item called the PAL card, and it's a really important item. But Snake's going to be really careless with it, and he's just going to Butterfinger it, and it's going to end up down at the bottom of this whole layer. And it turns out a rat eats it.
Rats just
And
like
this-
these weird metal things, man.
So this rat, it can be in, well, it could potentially be in one of 3 places, or it can choose to not be anywhere to start with. We're going to be checking the first place it could possibly be and really, really hoping for it to be there.
Fingers crossed. Can we get some bless RNGs? This is my favorite room, by the way. This little room right here. See where we're at with this little son of a gun. Ah, little turd. Oh, no. Oh, good. He showed up. Die. Okay, that was not the worst thing that could have happened. That is the second best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, that's reasonably good right there.
I was like, oh no, did we get the minute losing rat? No, we got the one that cost me about 4 seconds. That rat can really ruin your world record attempts if you're going for those. Or he can just wreck your entire life.
The any percent categories for this game on both on PC and console are fairly decently optimized. So that rat, I mean, it can actually just kill a run.
Alrighty, now we just get to do that same old thing, and we didn't mention skating. Python, do you want to talk about that while I just kick his butt?
Sure. So we've already been animation canceling thus, and this is just another form. So by unequipping and re-equipping a weapon that doesn't put us into first person, it actually just cancels Snake from actually making footfall, and since the sound of his steps is actually connected to the animation, well, we don't make a sound. Which is incredibly handy. Also, pay no mind to that guy, he's been deleted.
I don't like him, and he doesn't like me. We'll get his twin back later, it's fine.
All right, so we've gotten the PAL card back, and the PAL card's gimmick is that it is a shape memory alloy, which, for all intents and purposes, means we've got to backtrack a bit. So there's a room temperature card, there is a very cold card, and there's a very hot card, and we got to do it in that order. So, I mean, we've been somewhere very cold. We were ostensibly somewhere very hot for like a moment or two.
I don't remember seeing that.
I mean, I don't know, man. Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out, though.
And that's about as close as you're gonna get without getting shot.
Another fun thing is that if you're playing on console, don't do that. That actually does generate a lot of lag. And
It's true.
this game is timed through in-game time primarily, and it does not. I mean, it does not adjust for any lag. So if it starts lagging out, it's actually still just ticking away.
And that's no good.
But on PC, hey, the hardware is powerful than the PS1.
Well, if we have any donations, Lilat, please bring on the
Yeah,
fish
it
puns.
Looks like a couple people were fishing in those sewers. We've got $1 from Bash Prime, which says, "I caught a horse mackerel." Of course, mackerel. And $1 from CMM1215, which says, "I caught a coelacanth." Think positive. Be a coelacanth.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good
Blast
one.
from the past.
Ha.
You can keep going. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
No other donations right now, but if you are looking for something to put your money towards, The Kill Save Meryl incentive is unfortunately closed. We're having tech issues with Tiltify and can't get it off of the polls. But something good to donate towards would be Steel Battalion controller cam. The thing has, I have it written down here. It's 33 buttons, 5 switches, 3 pedals, and 2 joysticks, and it requires 2 controller cams, so that should be a thing. And we need $316 for that. So get those
You want to
donos
see that?
in.
The setup is insane.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Just gonna
So-
destroy some equipment. It's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
See if we can kill this guy again. 'Cause I don't like him either.
Yeah.
He looked at me funny this morning. Ooh, we got him without a lock on.
Ooh. Sharpshooter.
Swag shot.
So now we've got the room temp and the cold key done. Now we got to figure out what we're doing with that hot key. But it is worth mentioning that the card key changing is actually based on a set timer upon when you enter the room. It is roughly right around 61 seconds or plus or minus a few frames. So we do know pretty much exactly when we should leave without checking the card. Which
But for
is,
this one, I'm gonna check anyway.
it's fairly handy, but of course, safety is safety.
I can't tell you how many runs I've lost because, you know, you're like, okay, time's up, let's go. And then you get there because, you know, you're on a PB pace. Why would you check the card? Nah, you're done. GG, rip, runs over. Because it takes like 4 minutes to get back here. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I may have exaggerated a little bit. It's more like 2 and some change, but feels like 4.
It's a fair chunk.
Alright, who wants to play our guessing game? Basically, which way is Snake going to be facing when an elevator forces me to stop? You've got 8 directions. Put them in chat now.
I'm gonna say down right. Because
Down
that's my
right.
go-to.
I'm going to go with up. Hopefully things will be looking up soon for us. Got an up left, top left.
Reminder: if you get it wrong, you have to donate $1.
Ooh! Ooh!
And if you get it right, you have to donate.
Lilat is
$5.
right. You have to donate
Yeah.
5. Do as you preach.
All right, so this is probably about as good as time of any to remind you that so when they were making this game, well, this port specifically, they had some issues sourcing the music, and this is going to be the main display of that when we get into the blast furnace here in a sec. You might remember the blast furnace. It's this fairly chuggy industrial sort of sound, and it's got a very, very distinct loop. Now I want you to pay attention to the music here and see if you can tell where they looped it.
This is my favorite track in the game, too. Look what they did to it. We're gonna go over here. What the heck? I've never had this room spawn on me. That's never happened to me before.
Huh.
I've never had that room spawn on me like that. That's odd.
Right, so while he's over in this corner, just pick up some extra stuff. Since we are playing on extreme, bosses do take slightly more damage, so we need a few more stinger missiles to deal with, well, Metal Gear. Metal Gear.
And they don't respawn on extreme as they do on other difficulties, which is kind of a hassle. But come on, you know you want to change. There we go.
So yeah, to conclude the saga of the music, Konami never got these guys who made this port the actual source files. They actually had to pirate the music and loop it themselves.
Yeah.
There's going to be another example of this if something goes horribly wrong in the near future, which, fingers crossed, knock on wood, it won't. But
Ain't got no
we'll see.
wood. Crap. It's fake. It's close enough. Okay, so we got bad turret RNG there the entire time.
Eesh.
That's okay.
I mean, ultimately, that's not the worst thing that can happen.
No.
So, whenever Glenn has to do the GME, it'll lose you about maybe a second and a half. It's minimal time loss, but it's stuff that's avoidable with proper RNG.
All my friends are here. Look at them.
You know, sometimes I like punching the birds off the elevator. It's oddly cathartic.
I already killed a rat. I don't need any more issues.
I mean,
But,
honestly, we've already dealt with Raven. Why are his birds still around?
Because they're looking for their next meal. They ate him. If you've got anything else to say or read, Lilat, go for it.
Yeah, for sure. We got a $1 donation from Otacon, which says, Snake, it's Otacon. I have a warning for you. We just got a hot tip. Hatsune Miku is in the area. Snake, you be careful. She could sneak up on you at any minute. She's a twin-tailed voice synthesizer android. I don't know how you're going to battle her. You've got to watch it. She has the power of a G. And just cuts off there.
Cameo has given us some really good memes.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around.
We don't talk about that here. Ah, well. This is the last time we'll be doing this. We're done with the Pan card, which is the level 7 card. We're almost done here with the POW card. Alrighty. That guard did not give me any trouble this run. Hooray.
Thank you.
Whoa. 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 What just happened? Miller's thanking us for something. No clue what happened.
I mean, he didn't thank us specifically. He just said
Oh.
thank.
I'm smart. Slipped my mind because we read an Otacon meme.
Ah, yes.
That's okay.
Yeah, you got plenty of time before your
Yeah.
oxygen meter starts actually, killing you here.
Yeah, we're good. And even then, I have a ration I can use.
Ah, yes.
Oh, hey, there's this guy. He's got a question for us.
Liquid! Snake! Did you like my sunglasses?
I did. And here is our second boss fight, Metal Gear Rex. And we found that magic sweet spot where he can't touch us. It has nothing to do with God mode, I swear.
So, the Rex fights on the speedruns are fairly simple affairs. I mean, the first phase, of course, we're just shooting the radome. We're trying to avoid iframes as best as possible, so we're timing out our shots. And then, in this intermission phase, well,
We can dance, I guess. What do you mean you can't do it? Throw the chaff! Snake. Come on. It's not gonna hurt anybody, unless you hold on to it. And here's phase 2.
Phase 2 is a tiny bit trickier than phase 1 since Rex moves around quite a bit more.
Yeah. There's another sweet spot for Rex here too, but who wants to deal with that? Because he's dead, you know. Alright. I'm gonna focus if you want to explain the infinite here.
You might still be able to
Okay.
save her.
So, Liquid Snake is very interested in having a fisticuff battle here on the top of Rex with us. But Snake, we don't want to deal with this. So what we're going to attempt to do is actually put him in a stun lock, basically. And to do this, we're going to be rhythmically punching him and never completing the combo. And we're going to set him up basically in the corner so he can't slip away. And just tap, 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 tap.
Got him.
Nicely done.
Let's get the hell out of here.
So, if Liquid were to have escaped from that loop and punched Snake, regarding the audio issues I mentioned earlier, Snake doesn't have his normal damaged sound. Instead, he has the guard getting punched noise. And I have no idea why or how that happens.
Alright, keys! Alright, let's see if Meryl wants to be a savage and help out with some of these guards here by running them over.
Snake, hold on.
Nope. That's okay. So the escape is pretty simple. You're gonna have 2 checkpoints here with guards, and then a final shootout in 4 phases or 5 phases? I don't know. 5 phases.
Yeah, fine.
Barrels are perfect. Next.
Oh, you love to see
They're
it.
so nice. Well, let's see if these guys are nicer to me.
Yeah, so on easy, these guys take about 4 hits each. On extreme, I think it's closer to 7.
It is 7.
Ah, well, there you go.
Perfect. That couldn't go much better.
Did it, Snake?
My health is good. So now we have our final shootout with... Oh, guess who? He just won't die. He could take bullets. That's probably why they call him Liquid Snake, right? It's a good hunch.
All right. Something like that, yeah.
I'm just
So-
gonna... Go ahead.
I was gonna say that this you might think that this fight is more or less on a timer, but that is not true at all. There is actually a hidden life bar mechanic at play here. We have to hit him a certain amount of times, and in fact, that makes it so that we can actually speed up this fight. Because while we're in the switching from phase to phase, we can actually get a few more hits in than the game anticipates, which means on the final phase we'll have several less hits to actually take before the.
That was a good phase
take
2.
ends.
On to phase 3, same as the first. Strafe shooting. Except I feel like he's a lot closer to you.
He might
Uh-oh.
be, yeah.
Because I feel like I have to go wider to hit him. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you might be right.
Here's phase 4, where we can find that magic sweet spot and just hold square. Or maybe not, because he wants to be a turd. There we go. Unfortunately, not so easy with phase 5. And normally in marathons we would be calling time on daylight, but PC port also lets us skip cutscenes and lets us see the in-game timer, so time is going to be on score, and I'll call it out. It's just a few seconds. And we're going to hold X, mash start here, so we don't get any cutscenes here, just some text and some red flashes. And time. There we go. 44 flat in-game time.
Not a bad run.
No.
Saving Meryl took about 3 minutes maybe, and then some unfortunate business in the nuke building. But hey, no, otherwise a fantastic
No,
run.
that was very well played after the nuke building. So I do want to thank Calithon for having me. And if you do want to get into runs like this is actually the aim in the series to pick up. There's a fantastic tutorial that Plywood's got, and you can find that at MetalGearSpeedrunners.com.
Mm-hmm.
As well as all of our other community links and tutorials and tips and knowledge and all that other fun stuff. But Python, you got anything to add to that?
No, I think you just about summed it up. So,
all right then.
So before you guys run, we have 2 donations, 2 memes that we really couldn't go without.
Of course.
We have $1 from Liquid Snake, which says, da 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 da, nice shot, da 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 da. And $1 from Winnie the Pooh. I'm gonna try my best with this one. It says, "Oh bother, I'm so stuffed with fluff. I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my cheeks has alerted the bees."
Oh man.
Thank you guys
yes.
very much for those donations.
Thanks for having me. That was great.
Yeah, it was an awesome run. Thank you guys so much.
Great donations. Keep them coming,
Yeah.
guys. They're fun.
Yeah, you guys raised a lot of money in this one. So great job. Alrighty, so I think we're going to toss this over to intermission. So coming up next is the last run of the night, 007 Nightfire. And the fun don't stop. It's going to be with Call Me Liam. So admittedly, before I watched a version of this run before the marathon, and admittedly beforehand, I had this stigma that I know a lot of people have where, oh, shooter game speedruns are just look at the ground and walk diagonally. That is not at all what this run is. This run is insane. You definitely do not want to miss it. Like, it is really, really fast-paced, and there's a bunch of crazy stuff that goes on, and there's pretty much something that's, as Shasta says in the chat, so dope in every stage, and it's freaking awesome. We also had a lot of donations that came in during that last run, and I will read them in a sec, but just for all of you who are just tuning in, we are Calithon Coronavirus Relief Marathon. This is a marathon benefiting Direct Relief. And a bit of news on Direct Relief is yesterday they actually announced a $1 million donation to help U.S. free and charitable clinics and charitable pharmacies serve their patients and protect their staffs? I don't know. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic. So they're doing a lot of really, really good stuff. And yeah, you definitely want to be donating towards their cause, because Direct Relief is honestly, if you check out like charitynavigator.com, they're one of the highest rated charities on there. And we also have a lot of great things to donate towards, including Super Fancy Pants Adventure Bonus World 1 Remix. Now, this isn't actually today, it's tomorrow morning, but it is the first run of the day. We need $85 to get that met. So let's see if we can get that met before the end of this run. And I will for sure be super happy with you